Hey, and welcome to Blackanese with a Perspective. My name is Todd Alexander, and I'm going to tell you the real stories about what it's like to be in Japan. So stay tuned, we got a lot to talk about today, so check it out. Hey, so, what is Blackanese exactly? Can you guess what that is? Can somebody guess what that is? Yeah, my name is Todd Alexander, and I am Blackanese. This was actually a phrase coined back in the day, back on the military base of Fort Belvoir, Virginia. Growing up on a military base, you're with a lot of mixed kids, and so that basically says it right there, right? So I'm half black and I'm half Japanese, all right? I'm not some sort of pasty, redheaded white chick or whatnot, but I do like white people. I do. I don't like black people, but I like white people. But hey, yeah. Well, anyway, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My mother is Japanese and my father is black American. Black as they come, actually even almost blue black. Don't put that in there. Anyway, there's a question always that's asked me every time, I'm in Japan and I'm walking around and everything, when I'm walking around Japan and I'm meeting people for the first time, just meeting them, say in perfect Japanese to them as well, and say, hey, my name is Taro. Usually what I get is, Uso, what? You're lying to me. You're not really Taro. How can your name be Taro? That's gotta be a nickname. It's like, motherfucker, I was born with this name, and I've lived with this name my entire life. So imagine every single day of your life living in Japan, and I do love Japan, and I love this country very much, but imagine every time you meet some ignorant ass fool in this country, and you tell them your name, they say, oh, so, wait a second. No, wait, your name can't be Taro. It's like, man, shit, my name is Taro, my mom named me Taro. Then I gotta go through this whole entire spiel about, hey, so my mother's Japanese and my father's black. And then they go into, some people say, hey, you don't look Japanese. Like, hell no, I don't look Japanese. If I looked like my cousins, I'd be about 5 feet tall with like super short legs and big ass heads, all right? Luckily, I was mixed with black because I looked like some sort of like, I don't know if I can say that on that. I like Japanese people though, I really do. But anyway, so every day of my life, basically, I introduce myself, my name is Taro, and people always say, oh, you can't be Taro. Well, my name is Taro, and it's Taro Alexander. So actually the first moment of being black and Japanese, or Blackanese, I can remember is back in the day on the military base, Fort Belvoir, Virginia, growing up. Probably the people that gave me most hell in my life before I even came to this beautiful country were black people, So like, boy, why is your hair looks all crazy. You got that good hair. Or, man, your face is too wide and flat like a moon, man. Why is your name Taro? This is a long story anyway. Quit smoking. It's been 2 years now I'm using this. Alright, sue me, alright? Now, growing up in the States, I remember probably the first time I can remember when I actually realized that I was different. I grew up on the military base, until about 6 years old, and then my parents, my dad finally retired from the military, was about to retire from the military, and he bought a house outside of the military base, so we moved down, into the suburbs, with all the other kids. When you're on a military base most of the time, you're in a world with all these mixed kids. You got half Spanish, half Chinese, you got Japanese and black, you got whatever you can imagine, name it, But anyway, growing up, and leaving the military base and actually moving into the suburbs, I realized that when I got there, everything seemed really black and white. After leaving the military base, like moving to the suburbs, I started realizing that there was this black and white because there weren't so many mixed kids around, And I remember growing up and going to school, and every day having people tell me, oh, like you look strange, you look weird, boy, your face is fucked up, oh, your hair is all crazy and stuff like that, And what's a kid gonna do? You can't change who you are, right? But anyway, my elementary school memories are being bullied, basically fighting every day, And one of the groups of people that I had the most issues with were black people as well, I got probably most of the fights with black people basically always comment, oh, you don't look like one of us. It's just, or even like to the point of like, oh, you sound like a white person and stuff like that. And I was thinking in my head, like, I sound just like my dad does. My dad's pretty damn black. I mean, he's black as this camera Joe's holding right now. So if I'm speaking like him, then how the fuck could I actually be like, sounding white? But anyway, it got so bad during elementary school. One day I went home to my parents and I said, Mom, I don't want to speak Japanese anymore. And I told my dad, why didn't you marry like an American woman, Damn, like another black woman or something. And I told my mother as well, why didn't you marry like a Japanese guy? If you just did, I would just be normal. I could just be a normal person, And I told my mother, from this point on, I don't want anything to do with Japan. I don't want anything to do with America. I don't want anything to do with anything. Don't speak to me in Japanese. Don't even speak to me. I remember my mother and father sitting me down and saying, something really special about who you are. And don't forget that, Don't forget who you are. If we didn't come together, that person that you're looking at in the mirror right now wouldn't exist. As a kid, I was like, huh? What the hell does that mean exactly, Why so much angst and things like that, I think I was exposed to a lot of these things at such an early age, like prejudice and racism and everything, that it's a lot for a child to take in, I think. Anyway, when I was 7 years old, my mother said, no, this is not how it's going to be. And she bought me a ticket to Japan, and she took me to Japan for the first time. And that's how I came to be here. Let's stop from there.